You just came to the best place to find out info about bikes and bike parts. Like always, I tell you everything about parts and bikes, from how they're made to what parts come on it to what colors they come in. So today we're going to do an explain and review on the 29-inch Mafia Bomma. So a lot of people have had this bike or have seen it. I'm going to run down everything about the bike so you can figure out if it's a good buy for you, as well if you have a broken rear axle, where you can buy that and how you can repair that. So stay tuned. We're gonna go through this whole bike. If you like the way that we're filming these videos now and it helps you see all the stuff in detail, make sure you comment in this video. Let me know that you like it, because if you guys are digging it and it helps you guys out, I want to know so I could keep filming the videos like this. If you guys don't tell me, I'm gonna probably switch it up again and try to film it a different way or put it together a different way so you guys can get the most information as possible. All right, so starting from the handlebars, we always usually go to the grips. These grips are some Mafia Creighton grips. They have a hard bar end on the grip. These grips feel pretty good. They don't feel like a hard plastic. I think these will work awesome if you're not wearing gloves or if you're wearing gloves. So I think that's pretty cool. Mafia Bomma comes with a 6-inch 4-piece handlebar. So check this thing out. This thing looks pretty rad. The crossbar is kind of high. It's got a little caps right here. Kind of has a unique stuff. You can see it. Looks pretty cool. Another thing is a lot of people get confused about the lever and stuff like that and what side it comes on. This one comes with a Zoom hydraulic brakes, the lever as well. Notice how this one is on the left side. So this is an actual bike that came from the UK. They do have some that come into the US, which are far and few. I did receive some of them, but if you're so worried about that, I want to think of it a big deal. You could probably find a good Shimano brake for $60 or under. That's probably better than this brake, and it'll actually be for the right side. So if you're having that problem or that's stopping you from buying a bike, I'm going to let that stop you, because these bikes are really hard to get. Going to the stem, it's got a Mafia drop forged stem, and it's got black chromoly bolts on it. It's got a little cutaway. You could even see the fork right there. It's got your standard fork cap right here with the 5mm Allen wrench. This stem is pretty decent. Just like a lot of aftermarket drop forged stems, it definitely is going to work well and hold your bars tight, as long as you keep excuse me, as long as you keep these gaps even. If one's tighter than the other, it's going to cause your bars to slip, because it's not really tight. It's just binding up on the cap right here and not actually tightening your bars. Notice how the bars have a really deep knurling, so with that, it definitely is going to help your bars from moving. This has an 1 1/8" threadless headset. Pretty standard headset on there, tried and true. Going down to the fork, it does have a tapered fork. This fork is a high tensile steel. It might be a chromoly. Pretty sure it's high tensile. I'll leave the notes in the comments so you guys know. I forgot to look at that on the specs when I was getting ready for this bike. On the front, notice how they have this thing's capped. I'm gonna try to get underneath. It's got a little cap under here, and it's notched out for a peg. So if you ride pegs on the front, the peg can fit on there easily. I think that's pretty cool. Going to the snakeskin 2 tire. This tire is pretty grippy. It has some snakeskin pattern on it. It's pretty wide. This thing comes in at a 2.5, so like a Maxxis hookworm, that size, but a different compound. Overall, this tire is super grippy. I think it's an awesome tire. It also comes with a double wall alloy rim. Notice how this rim is a little bit different than others. This rim is actually super wide. What this does is it gives the rim a lot more rigidity. So if you're swerving and turning and stuff like that, this rim is going to definitely hold up to any of that. So definitely a plus on this bike. Going down the spokes, standard stainless steel spokes, brass spoke nipples, aluminum hub. Check out this hub. This thing has been drilled out to lighten it up quite a bit. Super old school looking, with like kind of like a whirlwind pattern on it. Looks pretty dope. And the bearings are sealed Look in there, sealed bearings with the chromoly axle. Super cool. The frame is a high tensile steel frame. Has guts its top and bottom. Look at this gray slate, has a crazy copper inlay in there, and it looks pretty crazy. Definitely better in person than it does in video or photos. Going to the seat. This seat is a pretty comfortable Mafia seat. On the back, it's got an embroidered Mafia logo there. This is like a velvet, super grippy. The seat foam's a little bit firm, but if you ride it for a while, I guarantee it'll get a little bit softer. It's got a little black tint right here. These stitches are actually triple stitch, so they stitch them together, fold it, and then they stitch the flaps again, so that gives it actually triple stitch. Where it comes together right here, that's where it's stitched on the inside one time, and then twice more when they flip those little flaps out. So that makes the seat way stronger and prevents it from ripping. Going to the seat post, it has your standard top clamp seat post. Takes a 6mm Allen wrench to tighten it up. It's got a alloy seat post. This one seat post is 25/4. So you can put any pivotal seat on there, any pivotal seat post on there, and you should be rocking and rolling. This one comes with the seat clamp. Things kind of milled out and lightens it up. Going down to the cranks, these actually have a mid-bottom bracket, which is pretty much an American bottom bracket. Just push the bearings out, and that bearing will slide right into this frame. Very, very useful because less parts equals less problems. And just pushing the mid bearing in there works amazing. Going to the cranks, they got a chromoly crank right here. I believe these are 170s. Correct, these are 170 chromoly cranks. To measure the length of the crank is from here to the center of here. Most people want a 170 because it is kind of the happy medium. I'm having some torque like a 175, but maybe a little bit longer one. But also too, it's a little bit shorter than the 175. So notice how close that tire is. I got a big foot, and depending on where you ride on it, it gives you a little bit more space when you're wheeling and your foot doesn't hit the front tire. So if you're like me and you got big feet, usually I got marks right here from the tire hitting my shoe, and it just jacks up my shoe. So having a shorter crank on there, crank arm helps out with that problem. So I think that's pretty cool. Going down to the sprocket, has a 25 tooth steel Mafia sprocket. This thing has ramp teeth on it, so it's gonna do everything you need to do. It's got a KMC S1 chain. This one's painted black, so it looks a little bit more stealth than most of the other black chains or the brown chains. Going to the rear end, the one thing I kind of like about this bike is that it's got really, really small dropouts. I like that just because it looks pretty cool. Going to the top over here, it's got this seat stay bridge right here with the Mafia logo on the backside. That looks pretty sweet. Going to the wheels, it's got the same exact wheels as the front and spokes, and it has a sealed rear hub. I'll get to that in a second. Going to the brakes, it's got I'll go on this side, Zoom hydraulic disc brake on here. So that thing works well. It's got a 160 rotor on here. So that thing's pretty solid, pretty straight out of the box. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Mafia Bomma 29. But I know some of you guys came here because I mentioned the axle. So let's talk about this hub so you guys can get sorted, get your bike rolling, and get out there having some fun. So the hub is an alloy hub, fully sealed hub. It's got a cassette on it, and this cassette is actually, I believe it's like a 10 or 11. Don't mark my words. I'll double check and leave it in the comments for you. I forgot to check, but I'm pretty sure it's a 10. But if you have a problem with bent axles or a broken axle because you ran pegs on this thing, what I would suggest to do is you can hit that link right there, and you can pick up that hub kit. So it's a hub rebuild kit, and you basically have to take apart your hub and replace just the axle or any parts that you need to replace. and that'll help get you rolling. So yeah, check out that link. That'll get you sorted. If it's sold out, pre-order one. As soon as they come back in, we'll send it out to you and get you sorted. Well, that's it. Let me know if you like this video, and leave a comment below what color 29-inch Bomma you have, or what other Mafia bike you have. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.